From NBC News, this is Today with Campbell Brown and Lester Holt, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
Bruce Weinstein. Now, he's the ethics guy and the author of the book Life Principles, Feeling Good by Doing Good. Dr. Weinstein, good morning to you. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for inviting me, Lester.
And you just heard a moment ago, this isn't exactly real time, but I know you have real concerns about the stalker element of Gawker Stalker. Explain what those are.
Well, Lester, this is a disaster waiting to happen, and all is required for disaster to happen is for some lunatic to act on this information and cause harm to these celebrities. You know, just because we have a right to do something doesn't mean that it is right to do it. And just because we can do something doesn't mean that we ought to. So I would appeal to anyone watching this show who's considering making use of this service to ask themselves, how would I feel if my posting led to someone using this material, this information, to cause harm to someone?
But is it possible this site is just playing to something that's natural in all of us? When I see a celebrity, I think a lot of us do, we immediately go back to the office or go home. Guess who I just saw at the Starbucks?
That's right, but when we tell, you know, our girlfriends, our partners that we saw someone, we're not actually providing information to someone out there who might use that for evil or bad purposes. And so there's a strong distinction between what Gawker.com represents and what, you know, the tabloids do and what ordinary gossip does. This poses a real and reasonably foreseeable threat of harm to people, and it's wrong. And I would just ask people who are considering to do this, ask yourself, how would you feel if this material was used to cause harm? You know, technology is morally neutral. A website is neither good nor bad. It can be put to good purposes or evil purposes.
But let's talk about the technology, because is it not inevitable, though? We are in a celebrity-obsessed culture, any way you want to slice it. And with the advent of instant messaging and all the mobile devices, is this not, whether on Gawker or somewhere else, is it inevitable?
Well, it's not inevitable because we as human beings have free choice, we have free will, and we can decide whether to make use of this site or to turn away from it. And I would encourage folks to turn away from it because it really feeds into the worst possible impulses, but most importantly, it presents a real risk of harm to other people. And, you know, just because one becomes a celebrity doesn't mean that one gives up a right to privacy. You know, it is possible to just stop the use of devices like this for ill purposes.
Dr. Bruce Weinstein, good having you on as well. Thank you very much for your viewpoints.